What happens when a global pop star and a world leader, both fresh off high-profile breakups, are caught strolling alone through a quiet park and then disappear into a candlelit dinner in Montreal? That's exactly what happened when Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau were seen together in a pairing no one saw coming. No press release, no red carpet, just two recently single public figures, having what looked like a very intentional night out, and while insiders are brushing it off as just friends, the details tell a much more interesting story. It started at Livio Long, a cozy restaurant tucked into Montreal's trendiest corner. Katy and Trudeau sat side by side, locked in conversation. No entourages, no phones. Just two people sharing lobster, lamboki, tuna, and beef tartare. Not exactly casual, and while there were no hand-holding moments or flirty whispers caught on camera, the body language was hard to ignore. Katy listening closely, Trudeau leaning in. According to the chef, they were polite, chill, and unmistakably locked in. But their evening didn't begin there. A few hours earlier, they were seen walking through Mount Royal Park, just the two of them smiling unhurried. Alone. It wasn't a political appearance. No speeches, no photographers, just a moment between two people who, on the surface, don't seem to have much in common except for the fact that they both recently had their personal lives turned upside down, which makes the timing of this stroll very interesting. Just weeks ago, Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom quietly ended their relationship after nearly 10 years together. Sources say it wasn't explosive, but the distance had been growing for months for Katy. It marked the end of a chapter she once thought was forever. This is someone who's already survived one emotionally brutal divorce with Russell Brand, so walking away from another long-term relationship wasn't something she took lightly. Yet this time, there's a calmness, a sense that she was prepared, and while she's kept the details private, her actions speak volumes. Almost immediately, Katy threw herself into work. Her Lifetime's tour launched across Canada. Long rehearsals, constant travel, and stadiums full of fans became her new normal. But behind the scenes, she started cutting ties with her old life, renting out her Montecito estate, a property she and Orlando once planned to raise a family in. Though had reportedly already been living apart by the time the tour began. Sources say the breakup had been quietly decided long before headlines caught on. It wasn't sudden. It was strategic. Then came Jeff Bezos's wedding. Orlando showed up alone. No Katy in sight. And he didn't exactly lay low. One insider told TMZ he hit the dance floor like someone freshly unburdened. He was the life of the party, they said, smiling, mingling, acting very much like a man back on the market. It didn't take long for fans to start connecting dots, but the real curveball came just days later, from the Canadian Prime Minister himself. On Instagram, Justin Trudeau stunned his country with one post. He and wife Sophie were separating after 18 years of marriage. The announcement was brief but emotional. After many meaningful and difficult conversations, he wrote, "We have made the decision to separate. For Canadians, it was a shock." Just weeks earlier, Sophie had posted a loving Father's Day tribute to Justin. He was still wearing his wedding ring. On the surface, their marriage looked solid, but apparently, it wasn't. While some were blindsided, others weren't so surprised. Sophie had been posting reflective messages, urging compassion, vulnerability, and honesty, without ever naming Justin directly. And the rumors? They had been circling for years. In particular, there's been ongoing speculation about Trudeau's relationship with Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly. They've worked closely, appeared in countless events side by side, and when Trudeau reshuffled his cabinet, she was one of the few who stayed. Some called it coincidence. Others weren't buying it. Still, nothing has ever been confirmed. Now we have two people, one a world-famous artist, the other a national leader, both navigating heartbreak under intense public scrutiny. They were both single, both parents, both experienced in spinning their pain into something productive. So, was their Montreal night out just a friendly catch-up between celebrities, or something deeper? Maybe just two public figures offering each other comfort, or maybe the start of something no one predicted. Here's what we do know: no hand-holding, no kissing, just a quiet walk and a fancy dinner. But for anyone who's followed celebrity breakups, or political ones closely, you know that the lack of PDA doesn't mean the absence of connection. And when two people with global spotlights and fresh wounds decide to meet privately, it tends to mean something. Maybe it's just friendship. Maybe it's shared healing. Or maybe it's the beginning of a story neither of them are ready to tell yet. But one thing's certain: the cameras are rolling now and the world is watching.